Hey friends, Diane here. One last thing about our bodies and how they are supposed to bring God glory. Can we spend a little time today talking specifically about sex? While our bodies should be maintained in healthy conditions, we also should not use them for our own fleshly pleasures outside of God's design. Sex was created by God as a beautiful climax in the relationship between a man and his wife. Sexual intimacy is for a man and a woman who have freely and willingly chosen to commit themselves exclusively to one another in holy matrimony. That is God's design, and there is no exceptions to this rule. This means if you are not in God's definition of a marriage, then no matter your age, your body should remain pure. Sex is never for your own selfish gratification. It is for the unity and mutual benefit of both the husband and the wife. It is an act portraying godly love. So very far from the dirty, shameful thing this fallen, broken world has made it, Mr. Lucado adds, sex was God's idea. From his perspective, sex is nothing short of holy. The intertwining of two bodies literally becoming one is an act like no other on earth. The author quotes St. Paul again in 1 Corinthians. No other sin so clearly affects the body as this one does. For sexual immorality is a sin against your own body. We do not have a right to do whatever we want anymore. We never really had that right, but how much more now that we belong to Christ? When we choose sexual immorality, we are affecting every part of who we are. This author says, it pretends we can give the body and not affect the soul. We can't. We humans are so intricately psychosomatic that whatever touches the soma impacts the psyche as well. The reality is sexual immorality does not only affect us physically and emotionally, but it impacts God's church also. What we choose to do with our bodies, if sinful, can ruin our witness of who Jesus is and how his church should conduct herself. I can go on and on about the glory we can bring God with our bodies, but let me end with Mr. Lucado's simple words. Your body, God's tool, maintain it. Your body, God's temple, respect it. Manage God's house in such a way that passers-by stop and notice. Who lives in that house? They will ask. And when they hear the answer, God will be honored. Let's continue with this great book tomorrow. See you then.